Okay, hi everybody. This is Vince with Listings to Leads, and I think this is our last scheduled rollout call um, for the Keller Williams Dallas office. If you're not aware or you've missed the others, I know that we've recorded three other calls together, and this is kind of the final one, uh, not about the tools to market your listings, and not about everything that we do regarding Facebook, but this is about some of the other tools that, in my mind, are a little bit hidden, but they're very effective for a lot of clients. So I want to make sure that you know about them because they can really help you generate leads and grow your business. So let's kind of get into it. Um, what they do all, I think let's just jump on one of them. Let's just kind of go through them really quickly. The listing landing page. I'm sorry, not listing landing page, but on the listings page, there's a button down here that says listing website and widgets. Okay. Now, there are two links here that are pretty powerful. Um, and let's just click on the first one. It says listing website. Now, I know you all have websites. And I think you're using Playster. And if you've got those Playster sites configured properly, this can really help. This is a great tool to use to sort of get there. But I want to point out that this website has all of your listings, all of your reviews if they're on Zillow or over here to the right. There's a lead capture form for what is your home worth. And then these are lead generation links that you decide. These are kind of your favorite links, right? And I want to show you the other tool that also falls in this category, and that is the client review website. And here, if you have reviews on Zillow, we put your, excuse me, your reviews in the center of this, and then you have all of your listings on the right, and you have your seller lead capture on the left, and you have your favorite lead gen links on the left, okay? And then the other, and I'm gonna just show you these real quickly so you can see what they are. And then I'm going to show you in detail what you do with them and how you create them. And the last one right here is the email blog. Okay, it's email blog tab. And there's actually a couple of great things that you should know here. One, this is a signature bar. Okay, and this signature bar, you can copy and paste into your email. I think most of you are using Gmail. But even if you use AOL or Hotmail or Yahoo or whatever, you can create these. And what this shows is your banner for your office, which we already put in your account. It shows links to your favorite social media, and those are, you put that on your profile. And then your favorite lead generation links, right? And so here you can actually click copy for email. So that copies the HTML and you go paste it. Or you can send an email. And if I send an email, it's actually going to show me what is inside of the gray box here. I won't have the gray box around it, just this information. And then, you can save it there and you can put it inside your email as a signature. And then the last thing is this box right here. And if whatever you type, you notice I typed in Marco Island market update. If you get into blogging, and the only reason I am actually not huge into blogging, and I know even though you're rolling out Keller Williams, you're either going to get into blogging or you're not, okay? But if you do get into blogging, and the Playster platform that you're now using is a WordPress blog site, and that's part of the sell, is that whatever you write in this box, if you save it and then you send yourself the email, it will send you whatever you type in this box with this at the bottom, okay? And you can also copy it for your blog. And so if I wrote a market update, and you know how you get these really great fancy, market updates with all kinds of great language in it. And when you do that today, and you could be buying that from a third party or something like that, at the bottom is usually your picture and your name and your email, right? Kind of like mine here. But people don't want to pick up the phone and call you. If you've gone through the effort of putting it in a blog, you're doing it for SEO purposes, for major keyword searches. But what you're doing typically is you're just saying, here's my name and email. Now that you found this article, if you think it's interesting and it's to you and you need help, email me or call me. But I'm pretty sure nobody's phone is ringing off the hook because it's just not, that's not what's going on here today. But if you have this at the bottom of your blog, they don't actually have to email you. They can click here and get their free home value. Click here and see your reviews, or they can see all the homes on your website. Notice I have Lafayette Home Sale. And that link points right out of the blog post or right out of my email right to my website. And that's what we call a lead gen link, right? A lead generation link. So before we dive into what you do with these tools, what you do with this review tool, what you do with this listing tool, I need to make sure you all understand that these links are designed to capture leads for you, and you need to know that first. And so where you create that is up here inside your account. There's a section called Lead Links and Logos. And let me ask you, and I don't know if you can put it in the chat panel. I know you're kind of in you're kind of in a suburb of Dallas. So what's the major town where you guys are doing business? Is it Dallas? Or is it a neighborhood, or is it a price point? If you could put it in the chat panel, I'm going to kind of show you. And if any of you have a website available, just give me the web address and I'll kind of make this happen. Oh, Plano and Frisco. Right. Okay. So let's do it this way. Let's see here. Okay, ntxhomehub.com. And we're just going to kind of go this way. Right? I'm going to do Frisco, and I'm going to go to ntxhomehub.com. Okay. So you should each kind of do this, ntxhomehub.com. What I'm showing you here is a little bit of the core functionality that every agent in your office should do, because I've clicked around a few of these Playster sites and they're powerful. And what to me means powerful is if I say, if I land on your website and I pull up a list of properties, right? I'm going to go right here to your website and I'm going to type in Frisco. I forgot how it told me how to do it. So right here, I'm going to go Frisco, and we'll kind of look at what happens. It says found 739. Let's see what happens. So this could be interesting. I think this does work because I tested it on some others. You see that you've got this big, ugly URL at the top. It says Next Home Hub, so whatever. This is an important link, right? This is just, and there's actually, what you can't see it maybe, it says max, I don't know, 10 million. So Frisco could be pretty, looks like it could be a expensive place, right? But let's just do it the way that I would recommend you do it. I would copy this big hideous link. I'd go into my lead link section. I'd paste it in the box here that says URL. And I'd call this Frisco Homes for Sale. I'd also go over here, and Frisco isn't showing up because I don't have any properties in Frisco in my account right now. So I'm going to go up here and type Frisco. So if you're doing this for the first time and you don't have your listings in, what this shows you is the city where every listing is. And since there isn't one in Frisco, I'm going to type in Frisco, and there's a little blink there. And what this does is this puts Frisco in my drop-down list. And why that's useful is there is a when the listing comes in automatically, the next time it's in Frisco, this system is automatically going to give that listing Frisco Homes for Sale. Okay. And because I have this box up here, search all homes for sale, checked, and I have Lafayette Homes, that's going to be my default links, right? But let's just imagine that I only do properties in Frisco. And I know that you put there that you've got some other properties, so you kind of want to watch what I'm doing, but I do want to point out one more thing. Frisco Homes under, let's just say 500K. Let's say 600K. I don't really know the prices out there. But I'm going to say under 600K. I'm going to go back here to Frisco, and I'm going to say there is a max. Can I say there's a max price type? Oh yeah, right here. Max price. Oh, that's how it's sorting, min max. That's what it is. Sorry, guys. Um, and I'm going to say that the max is 600. It says it's 482. So that information for this particular query is hidden in this big ugly thing here, right? So I'm going to paste it here, and I'm also going to say, and I want you to kind of understand this. When we see links, and I'm going to show you where these are on the tool in a second. When we see these links, when a consumer sees them, they think in price points. So if you have time to create those unique links that says, Frisco homes under 600K, Frisco homes from 6 to 800, Frisco homes from 8 to a million, people click on those real quickly. Now, for us, I'm going to kind of imagine that I only do business in Frisco. So I'm going to take off my Lafayette one, which I always have here. And I'm going to, let's see here, get rid of my Release Valley. And I'm going to leave what is your home worth, right? I got one there. And I'm going to point out before I make this change that I have Lafayette and Release Valley and Search All Homes, what is your home worth as my favorite links. And what I mean by favorite is that I have a box checked in this column that says include for all, okay? And that means that these are going to be default links on all of my listings and all of my core tools that I kind of introduced you to a little bit earlier, okay? So this part I'm going to save, and it's going to say next, what order would you like the links in? And I'm going to say, I'm going to leave my links just like this. Or I'll just drag and drop and put it there, right? So I'm going to click next. And at this point, that affected my tools, right? And so if I go back here to the client review site and I refresh this, notice my links change from Lafayette homes to Frisco homes, under 600K, and Frisco homes, Search All Homes. So I'm going to click on that link, and what happens when I click on that link, I land on your website looking at the properties that fit that criteria. And when people are looking at online tools, and where this really becomes relevant is when you look at your listings, people at the listing level don't always want, that particular home you're showing, right? Over here, here's a good example. All my listings are on the right-hand column. If a consumer sees this, and they see Granite Bay homes for sale, well, you see I've got my Granite Bay homes from 5 to 700, I've got Granite Bay homes under 500, and I got Granite Bay homes. Because I made that Frisco one kind of a default, it sort of showed up there. But it wouldn't really be relevant because this home is in Granite Bay, but you kind of see what's going on. On average, 20% of people that look at our tools, meaning your listings, whether it's in a single property website like here, or a virtual tour, or an e-flyer, 20% click a link on the side because this home may not be what they want, right? I think this is a good looking home, but maybe it looks too contemporary. And I clicked on it somewhere on the internet, and it's like, that's just, I want something warmer and more, wood in it, or, oaksy kind of feel. So then you can say right over here, well, see all homes in your area, right? And if you know there are big major price points, point them to those on your website. If you know there are key neighborhoods, in Frisco, there may be a couple of neighborhoods that everybody wants to buy in, right? Make that the title of that link and point them to that section of your website. And that's how it operates on listings. But on these kinds of tools, notice I have Frisco homes here. That's because this is my core business. Now, my guess is you're all working in 3 or 4 areas. But there may be one that is really like number one. Like Frisco could be, let's see here. I know I got more questions, but let's just say Plano, right? So let's say you're trying to build your business in Plano. So you'd have a Plano link, you'd have a Frisco link, and you'd have a Dallas link. But since you do the bulk 80% of your business in Frisco, you might want a couple price points broken out. And these become your default links, right? And you make your default links by going to links to landing pages, creating the link here, and then making these defaults. So what do you do now that you got your great links on here? What do you do? And I'm gonna go backwards because now we've just talked about how you manage your links, and now I want to talk about how to apply these tools. Again, go to the listings page, click on listing website, and here is your listing website. Okay, and this is where you took, and actually I'm not going to go on this one first. I'm sorry to kind of sound disjointed here. I want to talk about this one we were looking at, which is the client review website. For agents that are collecting their reviews on Zillow, you know, that's kind of a cool thing, right? A lot of people do go to Zillow when consumers are looking to buy or sell a home. They actually do go to Zillow, right? I mean, a lot of people do that. There's a lot of properties there, and they start to kind of whittle down, who am I going to work with, right? So here we take those and we want you to leverage these, number one, on Facebook. So how do you do that, right? Well, your review is here, and so here it's Diana Leach wrote that review. But I'm gonna, in our little situation here, I'm gonna say it's Scott, right? And Scott's my partner here at Listings Leads. And so if Scott's the guy that wrote the review and the review is there, what should you do? Okay, go over to your page. It could be your business page or it could be your personal page on Facebook. And I'm clicking here, so give it a second. And in this box where you're kind of doing your status, type in something like, "Hey Scott, thanks." And actually, I'm typing quickly. You want to make sure you do this. Highlight the person's name. I'm going to just back out the first name. I don't know if you can see, it's still highlighted. It means I'm tagging them. And say, "Thanks for that great review," right? And you might want to say, kind of warm it up. I hope your family enjoys your new home, right? Enjoys, et cetera, et cetera. And then paste in the link, okay? And there's a reason why you want to do this, obviously, but I'm going to post it. And let's talk about how it works on Facebook. And you probably know this, but if you don't know it, I gotta say it. One, this is what it looks like. So your review looks like this here, right? And me, I'm Vincent, and you are an agent, and you're gonna tag your client. And what this does is it's get all of the friends of Scott, who are the people that you want to get, referrals from and business from, are now going to see that Scott wrote a review about me, right? But for you, it would be a review about you. And when they click on anywhere in here, what opens up but your client review website? And what's on the left are your favorite links. And what's in the middle are all of your reviews. And what are on the right are all of your listings, okay? And what happens when they click on any of your listings? Well, there's some lead capture going on, right? You got your favorite links. There's information about the home. If you've got anything, here's a property that's just sold. So what happens when I open up a single property website that's just sold? It shows me the home. It says, again, my favorite links. But when the automated lead capture form pops up, and I'm going to click it now, it's got a built-in home valuation right there in the call to actions. So these things are all designed, this one tool is designed to get you leads in multiple ways. It only works, however, if you use it, right? If you just leave it inside listings to leads, it doesn't do a whole lot. But if you're getting reviews on Zillow, apply them on Facebook the way that I just described. If you want, you can do it on LinkedIn or you can do it in other social media. But there are a lot of people on Facebook, and so that's why we really recommend that. I see some questions here. Oh, thanks, Wayne. Okay, so that's one tool. Again, we're using our favorite lead gen links. And the other tool is actually, let's see, where is it? These are reviews. Sorry, guys, I've got so many things open already. Is the listing website. And this one is a little, this is different. But I'm going to tell you a story that's actually about another Keller Williams agent. When I set up their office down in Naples, I did these training calls just like we're doing right now. right? And then the TL calls me and says, Vince, one of our agents is getting 50 leads every day from your system. And we're just kind of blown away. And I was like, wow, that's awesome, right? A month later, to hear that, I was excited. So I called the guy and I said, what are you doing with our system, right? What's happening? And he says this, he goes, oh, I found your little page here and I made all my links to fit my business and I put it on Craigslist, right? And in those days, that was about 3 years ago, he was generating 50 leads every day from Craigslist. Okay, so I'm gonna actually show you what he's doing. He's still doing it today, but because he's doing it in the same area of Craigslist, he's kind of fished out the pond. He's only getting 50 leads a week, but that's still 200 leads a month. And he's also doing a lot of our Facebook advertising, so he's still averaging 500, 600 leads every month. And that's really a great place to be. He's grown into a team. He's just a big producer and all that. So that's awesome. So I want to show you his page. You each have one of these. They're automatically created, and you can find it where I showed you. But I'm going to show you Neil's. And Neil I've spoken to him. I had lunch with him in the summer this year, and he only points people to this website. If they call him, he points people to this website. And he's got websites, right? He was with Keller for a long time, and he had Market Leader, and then moved to Playster, and now he's got just whatever website he has. I don't even know. But I know that it doesn't matter what website he has. He points people to this. If they call him on the phone, he says, go here, right? And here's why. All of his listings are here. And what happens when you click on his listings? His single property websites pop up, right? Notice all of his favorite lead generation links are on the side. Lease purchase option, home valuation, moving to Southwest Florida, homes for rent, first responders. So first responders is really, it's kind of completely, kind of not connected to real estate. He just wants to say, let me show you the incentives to help you, when we're helping you buy a house. His other links, and I'm going to take us back so that we can see that he's got his favorite lead generation links here. He lives in Florida. He's actually from Chicago. And one of his great things that he does is he advertises on Facebook for people in Chicago, say, hey, I've got a condo, I've got a home for sale. And when they click on it and they see his links, this is one of his really cool landing pages. Do you really want to live in another Chicago winter, right? And then if you click here, you're going to get more information, and that's what our landing pages do. He's also got this really cool, I don't know the name of the company, but it's this program where he can help renters get into a lease option plan. And it's somehow, there's some big company behind it. But the point is that whatever is going on in your business, these landing pages you can tailor them to your business. And then you start putting this out. And I wanted to show you what he's actually doing because he's still doing it. And not only that, his whole team is doing it. And let me show you what he's doing. You go over to Craigslist, and if you'd like to see this yourself, you can do this on your own. Go over to the fine state of Florida and click on Southwest Fort Myers. And go to apartments and housing and type in the word wolf. You'll see the wolf pack come up, and that's the name of his team now. And you'll see that he's putting a few ads out there every day. And I spoke to him at length about this. And in his MLS, you can market homes for rent anybody can, anytime. So that's what he does. He puts this out here, and you'll notice that he's got a link. And if you know anything about, I don't know how long you've all been with Keller Williams, but Keller Williams nationwide was hammering Craigslist. I mean, they have their own classes. So you probably all know that there was a time on Craigslist where you could put a hyperlink and people would click on it, and they'd land right on your eEdge Market Leader site, and you'd have leads, and that was an awesome thing. And Keller folks were doing it, and that's why a lot of folks at Keller know who we are. But today you can't do that. You can type in a link, but you can't actually click on it. And the point of this link is that it's pretty simple. It's Neil Knows Naples, right? And over here, here's another. Here's like, oh, here's a place in this development. Want to know more? Neil knows Naples. And he just does this over and over. Sometimes there's a picture, sometimes there's an actual picture of the unit, and sometimes there's not, right? But everywhere you go, in this case, it's a different link. But if you get a simple link, and you can get that from GoDaddy, when they type in that link, it's pointing right to your website. All right. So this is somebody on. I think this is somebody on. Yeah, it's on Neil's team now, and she has her own links, right? And when I fill these links out, these leads go to Marla, right? I think this one might actually be pointing right to her website. Okay. So the whole thing, if you type in Neil knows Naples and you put that on Craigslist multiple times, you know, if you're clicking back and forth on Craigslist, it's not the most fun site to do that with. So if you're looking over and over and you see that, oh, there's a site there called Neil Knows Naples or Wayne Knows Dallas, whatever, bang, that's what he's doing. And today he's getting 50 leads a week. In the beginning, he was doing 50 leads a day. I don't know if there's anybody doing this in Dallas, but I do got to tell you, there are ways to apply that. All right. So now let's go back to the email and blog tab that we talked about. And notice my favorite lead generation links are showing, right? I'm going to send this email to me and see if I can get it somewhere. And I could also, and I don't have a blog to show you, but whatever I type here, you know, I'm going to just say Frisco home sales are hot, right? You obviously want to type in something more than that. I actually don't recommend too much, but, you know, put what you want there. You know, a couple paragraphs of good information will help you. Let's see, give me a second. And then once you've done that, you can click this button that says copy for blog. Up here it says copy to clipboard. So since you all have Playster websites, this is a Playster website, there's probably a place where you can add a new page, right? Actually, right here it says blog. So each of you have this, and let's kind of go look. Let's see what he's got here. It's pretty good, actually. Who is this? this, I'm blown away. I am totally blown away. This is the blog for Raymond Edler, right? And this is a virtual tour, and this is the tool that I'm talking about right here. So we should actually dive into it. It's a slightly different tool, but he's done almost the same thing. This is coming out of our platform, and since he's done it, and it does go to show you that there actually, you can paste blogs here, right? You can't put blog content here. And the thing about blog content, since he's doing it, and I'm going to assume if he's doing it, you are all hearing this story. So I'm going to kind of dive a little bit deep here. Whatever you write in this article, and you know, sometimes you're going to buy third-party content. Maybe you're getting an update from the MLS, or maybe you just saw something in the Wall Street Journal about interest rates, right? Whatever you want to put it in here, save, copy, and then go over to your blog and paste it in just like this. This was literally a copy and paste from our system to yours, right? Into his website. And what happens, he wants you to look at new construction homes for sale, because that's maybe a big part of his business. Let's click on that and see what happens, just so we understand what's going on. We're driving right into his website, okay? Over here, search all homes for sale. I'm sure that's driving to his website. Search Prosper homes for sale. You get it, right? And so that's great. So all I wanted to point out here is whatever you write here, if you copy, it's going to have this on it, right? So let's go see if I got anything in my email while we were talking. Yeah. This is, let's see if I can expand that. Come on. This is the blog post that or it's in an email. So in this case, uh, this is what an email looks like if you send it to yourself. But this is also what the blog would look like. So you could write whatever you want, and it's going to have all these fancy links. And when I click on Frisco homes under 600,000, where am I going to land? But on Frisco homes under 600,000. Okay. So that's just a really awesome way of leveraging the blog that you've got. And let's go over here and talk a little bit more about blogs, and then I'm going to kind of wrap it up. Every one of your listings has a number of tools, right? We kind of went over these in other calls. But every one of those listings also has a blog button. And if you click that, you're going to see that you have a lot of tools available. You have a single property website, you have open house, you have flyers. You can even put a virtual tour in there. That's what he's got over here is a virtual tour. And whatever you do, it's going to be surrounded by your favorite lead generation links, like I just described. Okay, so it's really important when you're putting things out on the internet, and this is just the overall mantra for us at Listings Leads. When you're putting things out on the internet, please make sure that you're capturing a lead from it. If you're sending an email, use our signature bar. I know you got some fancy ones over at Keller, at Keller Williams. I know you do. I've seen it, and that's great. If you want to give us some ideas of how you'd like this to look aesthetically, we'd certainly open that. It's a little bit here. You got big red bars, but get your free home value. You want people to click that. What happens when I click it? Well, my property valuation landing page opens up, right? What is my home worth now? And so that's why, I want everybody to be aware that these things are here, because you do like to use virtual tours. You do like to put stuff on your blog. You do send emails. But whatever you're doing, make sure you've got some lead gen links wrapped around it. So that's kind of, let me go look just in case. These are the things I wanted to point out, because the email signature blog is really, or the email signature bar, I think is really, really useful. There's one other thing. I showed you the listing website, and you can use this as yourself in the way that Neil did it, or there are plenty of other ways to apply it. I also showed you let's see if I can, this is lagging on me. I also showed you that we have a client review website, right? But this is the listing website. I want to point out that there's one more tool in here that I may or may not have. But you see how I've got all these properties here, and these are basically all the properties in the account, in your own account. There's also something here that says combined open house email. And I really recommend, if you're on a team and you do multiple open houses at once, well, you can use this, right? It does have your favorite lead generation links, it does have your Zillow reviews, and it has property valuation lead capture on the top. But for the office, I definitely, if you're holding 5 or 10 open houses, if they are saved inside listings to leads, if it says open house here, it's going to show up on this. And every time this happens, well, and I click on it, you kind of know the drill. An open house lead capture or single property website pops up. And after a few seconds here, what happens? But this lead capture form pops up and says, hey, it's getting close. If you want more information, click here. And what happens when I click there? This pop-up comes up. We reach into Facebook and give you the name and email. So that's just a really cool tool. This is about open houses, and I'm pretty sure your office is holding open houses. So if I could recommend anything, it would be probably to say, get all your open houses in on Wednesday. Make sure they're all on this page here. Copy this link. Go run an ad that says everybody within 25 miles of Frisco or Dallas or whatever. Put like, I don't know, $50 on it and say, I want everybody who's over 25 years old to see this, right? And just put in there, hey, we've got 10 open houses this weekend. Click in here to see. When they click, what's going to happen? They're going to see your great lead gen links. they can see your reviews, or they're going to see all the listings right there, right? And so, or all the open houses. So if I think that's kind of my story for today. These are some of the tools that are out there that not everybody knows about. Okay. Um, if you have any questions, please let me know in the chat part. If you have any questions throughout the day, you're trying to figure out anything that I've described, use this form right here. This phone number is just an exercise in frustration. It goes straight into voicemail, and then our support team gets back to you when they get back to you. But everybody watches this group email. So if you need a quick answer, right here is the place to be. One other thing, and let's see if I don't have any questions, I am going to kind of show you. Let's see, one more thing here. Oh, right, I wanted to show you. I mentioned it before, and I have sent instructions on how to get to this group. Our mastermind group, our clients are taking our tools and doing all kinds of things with them. And this is a secret group for our clients. I would definitely recommend that you all join that group. You should have an email from it. I'm going to send it again today. But if we look inside the Listings to Leads Mastermind group, even if you found it, you couldn't actually join it. You have to be, it's a certain way of you getting accepted into the group. I'll send you, what I'm going to do is put this recording up on the internet. I'm going to send it to you with the instructions. And a lot of people ask questions here, but a lot of people share exactly what's going on, what their ads are looking like, what they're doing inside with our tools. And I think that's going to help all of you, because there are just a lot of tools in our system. As you can see, they're all designed to capture leads. And so if you want examples of how people are applying them, it's all inside of here. And I'm going to point out, Patrick, this is another agent from Florida, Keller Williams. And this is in August, he said, hey, here's my 30-day snapshot of all my lead gen. And you can see all of his lead sources. And we are 818, okay, above, the next closest one, which is 66. And I think when I talk to a lot of people, a lot of different companies, there are a lot of companies out there that have great marketing tools. They just don't generate leads. If you use our tools, you're going to generate leads. So that's really the story. If you email me with the instructions, I'll get it out. Awesome, Wayne. I will email you today. I really recommend our mastermind group. I could show you post after post of our clients just saying, here's my ad. I spent $30 on it. I wrote this. It looks like, they just show you a snapshot of the ad and they tell you how many leads they got, right? And how many click-throughs they got. They're sharing a ton of information and it's just going to help you out. So thanks everybody. I don't see any other calls or any other questions. So I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to put it up online. I'm going to send Wayne this recording and the instructions on how to join our mastermind group. Yeah, thanks, Robin. And thanks, everybody. Good luck with this. Please lean on our contact support page. We got 4 people there. They will answer your calls, or they'll respond to your emails. Don't leave a voicemail. And that's it. Have a great day, everybody. Please let us know if we can help. Thanks a lot.